Local 4 News starts now with a breaking news alert.
And we start with two breaking developments on the coronavirus. The World Health Organization has declared a global emergency after the number of cases spiked more than tenfold in a week. Also, for the first time, the virus has spread from person to person in the United States. A Chicago woman was diagnosed when she returned last month from Wuhan, China, the epicenter of the outbreak. Today, the CDC announced she gave it to her husband. Health officials think coronavirus spreads mainly from coughs or sneezes similar to the flu. Today, the White House announced it has put together a task force to address the virus. There are 7,800 cases worldwide, 6 in the U.S. We are also having breaking news as President Donald Trump just arrived in Macomb County. Here he is walking off of Air Force One. Now, this is the president's first trip to Metro Detroit in the new year. No coincidence, an election year. He arrived at Selfridge Air Force Base and will visit a business in Warren, and that is where we find Mara McDonald. Mara, what can we expect over the next couple hours?
Hi, Karen. Good afternoon. We are at Dana Corporation in Warren. Take a look behind me. This is a factory, essentially. They make automotive parts like drive shafts, axles, transmissions, and they have turned this plant into an absolute showplace for the president's visit this afternoon. The CEO of Dana just spoke to the crowd, telling them that they are thrilled to be host to the president this afternoon, that they are really interested to hear more about the USMCA, which is the replacement to NAFTA, which they believe will do nothing but help them. You've got a mix in here of line workers, Macomb County business types, as well as GOP politicos in here, all to hear the president. This is different than his usual rallies. This is more of a campaign stop necessarily than a rally. So it's going to be interesting to see whether he sticks with USMCA or whether he's going to address the impeachment at all. I can tell you this, Dana workers are escorting people throughout this plant, showing them the products that they make, and they're all in. One of the workers went so far as to show me her nail that she had painted with an American flag on it for the president's visit. So they are thrilled to be hosting him today. We understand the motorcade has arrived, and he should be speaking probably 20-30 minutes. We're live in Warren. I'm Mara McDonald. Karen, back to you.
All right, we look forward to your coverage. Thank you, Mara. And when the president speaks, you will be able to listen as we stream his visit on clickondetroit.com. A Northville school teacher charged with sexual assault returned to court today to face new charges in Waterford. This afternoon, 36-year-old Jason Dean was just charged with 2 more counts of criminal sexual conduct. He's accused of sexually assaulting a 14-year-old student at Cedar Crest Academy in Springfield Township back in 2010. Investigators say the alleged assaults happened at a Waterford hotel and a private apartment he hid from his wife and children. Prosecutors fear there could be more victims. The hazing investigation swirling around Warren De La Salle High School is picking up new momentum this afternoon. In the past 24 hours, we have learned another victim has come forward, meaning 2 victims are now cooperating with police. They've come forward after prosecutors said they could not bring criminal charges because of a lack of evidence. Warren police say they won't comment further as this investigation continues. Meantime, the school is not answering questions from Local 4, but in a letter to parents, denies claims it did not cooperate fully. We'll keep you posted as we learn more. Governor Gretchen Whitmer has decided if you can't work with them, well, go around them. Her new $3.5 billion plan to fix Michigan roads took a step forward today. Whitmer unveiled the plan to use the sale of bonds during her State of the State address. She couldn't make a deal with a Republican-led legislature last year. This proposal takes the lawmakers out of the equation. Just this morning, the State Transportation Commission endorsed the plan with a unanimous vote. Consumer investigator Hank Winchester is gathering the latest reaction.
Coming up tonight at 5, we were here in Lansing sitting down with the governor talking about the plan to fix the roads, a new plan, but not everybody is thrilled with this solution. Why? Well, because it ignores many roads in the state of Michigan. We'll talk about it and lay it all out for you coming up tonight live at 5 o'clock.
All right. Thank you, Hank. Well, it is starting to feel like we live in Seattle. Just can't shake those clouds. Let's get over to Ben Bailey to see where things are headed this afternoon. Hey, Ben.
Hey, Karen. I mean, we have been reduced to really looking hour by hour to see if we can see the sun It did show up, and we'll show you that coming up. But right now, it's just a whole mess of clouds out there. Temperatures right around that freezing mark. At least we don't see much of any wind. And with this thick cloud deck, temperatures really not falling far from that mark as we go through the nighttime tonight. Coming up, we do have snow chances on both Friday and Saturday, although they look less impressive. We'll talk about more of that and show you pictures of the sun coming up in just a few minutes. Karen?
Sounds good. Thank you, Ben. Attorneys for a woman who accuses President Trump of raping her are now asking for a DNA sample. Advice columnist Jean Carroll claims the president raped her in a store dressing room back in the 90s. He has denied her claims, which led her to sue him for defamation. Lab tests showed 4 samples of DNA on the coat she was reportedly wearing back then, at least one of them male. Here, attorneys want the president's DNA for comparison. So far, no response from the president's legal team. On Capitol Hill, senators continue to question and answer portion of that impeachment trial. About 9 hours yesterday, at least another 8 hours today. But the big showdown is coming tomorrow. Let's get to Kimberly Gill, who is tracking where things stand right now. Kim.
Hi, Karen. Good afternoon. We're about 3 hours into today's session. House managers are still pushing to call more witnesses, especially former National Security Advisor John Bolton, to see what he knows about military aid that was on hold for Ukraine. In the meantime, the president's team is trying to show the articles of impeachment don't hold up in this case.
Use of power is an exceedingly difficult theory to use to impeach a president, and it has never been used without alleging violations of the law.
The American people deserve to know when they go to bed tonight that there's a president that has their interests in mind, that will put the national security of the country above his own political self-interest. The American people deserve answers, and yes, it is still a good time to call Ambassador Bolton.
But NBC sources are reporting Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell does have votes to prevent more witnesses. That assessment keeps changing. But if McConnell keeps his senators in line, this whole trial could end by tomorrow night. We expect a vote on witnesses sometime tomorrow. We'll have more on the vote counting coming up on the news at 5. For now, Karen, we'll send it back to you in the studio.
All right, appreciate it. Thank you, Kim.
Sure.
And right now, the action continues on the Senate floor. If you would like to see what's happening firsthand, just head on over to clickondetroit.com. Here at home, a local teacher is shaking up the learning process by taking her students old school. Back to the days before those fancy gadgets and artificial intelligence did a lot of the work for us. Our Paula Tutman sits in on an advanced algebra class over in Troy and found out this is about more than math.
I think most people would agree that we live in an age of a lot of social anxiety, even social inadequacy. And a lot of it has to do with devices and technology. Students can go through almost an entire day and their eyes are peeled on this or their phones.
What I'd really like to see is that you're in your seat right now working on the warm-up.
In terms of technology, this is Fred Flintstone prehistoric kind of stuff.
Well, this is age old. This is like slates and chalk in a one-room schoolhouse in terms of the technology that's happening right now. Good job. Go ahead and do B up at the board. The kids are all working on their own individual things, but it's better than the slates because they can be working up with everybody else and talking to each other. Which example are we on?
We're on example 4.
And you might say, okay, big deal. Kids writing on whiteboards. So what? Except that in the day of the smart board and the tablet and the laptop and the cell phone, you're more likely to see this than this.
Because you have all these electronics, you really, like, everything is in front of you.
Anshul says most of his learning is online and micro-singularly focused on the device and himself. But in Mrs. Smith's math classes, he's exposed, forced away from his devices and out of just himself.
If you do everything online, then it's like you're mostly disclosed in an area and like you're not really engaging.
Jen Smith and her husband installed side-by-side panels over the summer, mostly with materials from a hardware store, just to take learning away from software and literally back into the hands of students at Bolin Park Middle School in the Troy School District.
7, 8, that makes 8.
Oh, I got it.
4 and 3, 4 and 3, 4 and 3.
It's not that technology is being shunned, it's just that the lost art of communicating and collaborating is being taught along with binomials.
I've really become more confident in talking in front of people and things like that. I joined the forensics team, so it's been awesome.
Paula Tutman, Local 4.
Wow, what an impressive program. Thanks for sharing that with us, Paula. Mrs. Smith says the other bonus with this kind of visual can't hide learning. She is able to see if her students are actually getting the lesson or just coasting along quietly, unnoticed. Still ahead, first at 4, the battle over the Equal Rights Amendment is getting new life and headed to court. We'll tell you where things stand. Also ahead, a consumer alert for parents with small children. We'll talk about the product they're being told to stop using right now. What you need to know after the break.
Could someone you know be hiding their vaping habit from you? Local police revealing the new devices to look for and the places you should be checking. That's tomorrow at 6 a.m.